So this is a part of the group called Satsang, and Satsang is a Sanskrit word. Sat meaning truth, and Sang meaning group, and Satsanga is like the meeting of minds, the coming together for the Dharma or good. And Teresa remembers me from when we first met. When I first moved here, I used to give satsang. I used to have it was wonderful. It was my favorite thing. We'd meditate, then we'd have talk, and there would be dialoguing, and it was wonderful. We did it once a month. Lots of people came. I loved that. I loved it. That was my favorite thing to do. Thomas, my husband, would keep time, because I wouldn't go too deep in meditation. He would fall asleep, and I'd be like, anyway. The reason I had you get rid of things today was to make you kind of uncomfortable, if I could, because we're so used to our precious clutter. And I wanted you to try to be, I wanted things to be a little different. You know, it's like if we take away what we think we need, like our cell phones, you know, and put them in the basket, and just follow these instructions. You know, why do we need these things? Why do we need our props? We think we do. I was reading about this study about tigers that were in a depleted forest. I mean, they were just starving to death. And they were shot with tranquilizer darts, and they were taken and put in cages and taken to this beautiful savanna, this veldt, this green, rich place where they would have food for the rest of their lives and water. And you could die trying to get them out of these cages to go to the new place. We are willing to give up our lives rather than change, even when it's the best for us, even when we just don't want the unknown, and that's just our human condition. But soft belly, it can really just, and if we do it enough, it just sort of gives everyone the possibility of loving kindness. We hear loving kindness and mindfulness bandied about, but I don't think anybody's really getting it. It's from the Buddha. It's from Shambhala Buddhism. But it's also been talked about. Mindfulness, you heard about mindfulness? Is anybody hearing about mindfulness? No? Okay, good. So I won't talk about it. It's been bandied about a little bit by John Kabat-Zinn, who made it into a clinical application for psychotherapists. But it's about, we're going to do a Vipassana walk later. And by that I mean you're going to walk. Just walk. Focusing on walk. And the mind is going to go crazy. It wants to, hi, come with me. Okay, I need my cell phone. It's just, it's meant to. It's meant to notice itself. It's meant to notice how much it wants to chat and find and do. What if you just walk? What if when we do the dishes, we do the dishes? And I'm not talking about stories. I'm talking about the mind, because the mind and the heart are different. We share this huge heart. And when we respond from that rather than react from our minds, we heal everything. You know, people come, you know, to me sometimes as a healer, and healing and curing are totally different. You know, you can cure disease sometimes. That means the disease can go away. But there's no healing. There's no healing at all. And then someone can die of cancer, and there can be a huge healing. Because when people simply go to their hearts, that's might be the healing they took birth for. It's just like when you see somebody who's ripped, you know, they're not healthy necessarily, they're just fit. And fitness and health have nothing to do with one another sometimes, nothing. Curing and healing have nothing to do. The eradication of a disease, big deal, believe me. Everyone in this room is going to have a pain someday that doesn't go away. You're gonna die. But you won't really die because you were never born, but you just think you are. So let's just really do some work on connecting with your true nature. And then you won't meet what's not true with fear and pain. I love that I said that. Glad we got that. You all think you were born, right? Just go ahead and say yes, because you do. So therefore you have to think you're going to die. What you are can't die. What you are was never born. You borrowed this body. Ugh. Wrinkles. Horrifying. Horrifying. It's borrowed. It's not true. It's not true. It's not who you are. Who you are is so vast. If you touched into it, it would blow you up. That's what Buddha meant when he said he was extinguished. I hope you all will have that experience, because it's possible in this lifetime and probable in this lifetime if you're here. I didn't ask for it. I was walking down the street. Most of you know my story. I was walking down the street. I love my thing. It cost $100. I was walking down the street. Stop. Arrête. Arrête. Oh dear. No, 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 no. No, no. I was walking down the street in 1989, New York City. Chrissy was very, very small. She was a baby, and I was pushing my pram. I always had my mink coat on in the winter. It was snowing. I was in a bad mood. I had a cold. It was getting ready to be nightfall. And suddenly, very suddenly, the I that was in me just disappeared. I just popped open, and I went into a state of complete bliss. And what I was disappeared. Out provocation, without cause, I just became awake. And I don't know how to describe it. I've written about it. Oh my God. But I was able to carry on. I went home and made dinner for my husband. I carried on, nursed my baby. But it became the most precious joy. What happened to me was so gorgeous. Now, I had been meditating for a long time. You do need to meditate. Some people don't, but you do. You do need to. Devotion and to that, to your true nature,